Coming up tonight on The Local Game, we will take a look at the Socceroos and South Australian inclusions. Plus, I'll be catching up with Michelle Smith about the new initiative for referees. And the Australia Cup sees red, with Campbelltown City making their way back into a back-to-back appearance in the Australia Cup. That's all coming up tonight on The Local Game. Welcome to The Local Game, episode 17. It's great to have you here, and we're getting to the very important part of the seasons as we head in very close to finals, which means things are heating up in the local league. We've got a lot to get through in today's episode, and thank you for joining us once again. I'd like to welcome back to the show Alessio Carrocci. Good to have you back, mate.
Yeah, good to be here again. It's been a while, but yeah, it's been an awesome week of football in the local league and even on the international stage. So
yeah,
it's a good week to be back.
It has been a great week. We're going to get through a lot today. We've got heaps to get through in today's show. We're going to go straight into the hot topics, which is to cover off some of the big talking points from the weekend. Well, a 400 gamer once again, twice in the matter of a couple of weeks, and both have happened at the exact same venue. This weekend we saw Matt Mullen celebrating his 400th game in the local league. A great occasion, and it was at Polonia Reserve, which is the Corona C's home ground, which saw Luke Klimek celebrate the exact same milestone just a few weeks ago.
Yeah, Matthew Mullen, great servant to the game as well, and I'm sure he'll tell you as well that he's still batting above his average at the top of the league now as well. So he's had a fantastic career to date, and he's got a couple more chapters to write with Modbury now. Yeah,
and he's obviously, as most would know, he's spent some time in the A-League as well. So it's great to see a player like him still going. Hopefully we've got another season or two in him, but I think he takes it a season at a time. So we'll see how they go this year with him at the top of the ladder with Modbury Jets. So congratulations once again to Matt Mullen. Talking about playing some A-League there. Well, we got some A-League players like Iran Kunda, who just left the A-League, but he just made his debut for the Socceroos over the weekend as well with that appearance against Bangladesh. A fantastic, not a great game, but it's a fantastic occasion for someone as young as Iran Kunda to finally get his Socceroo cap.
Yeah, I mean, during the week, Graham Arnold was saying he'll make an appearance at some point, and I'm sure even he wouldn't have known that he was going to do it straight from the start. But a couple of teething issues with the live stream as well, but he did get an assist on his debut as well, so it's good to see. And
to go from an assist in his debut match, scoring his first ever goal in his second appearance for the Socceroos, a penalty to make it 5-0, a massive one against Palestine, and also big for South Australians as well, with Apostolos Stamatolopoulos making his senior debut as cap number 644. Huge for South Australians, 2 new South Australian Socceroos.
Yeah, Cassini Yengi as well getting on the score sheet. So it was a good occasion for all those Aussies and South Australians especially.
Absolutely. And we talk about internationals as well. We head into topic number 3, which is South Australian NPL and the state leagues are starting to turn into a real hotspot for the Oceanic players. We've got the Vanuatu players here. We got Makalia Lafa as well, but we just got a new one in the NPL with Solomon Islands international player who's a hot prospect at the age of 20. Went over to Europe and now he's back here in Australia playing for Adelaide City. Rafael Liai, who's just signed with Adelaide City, but won't be able to play for the senior team until later. So he's just made his debut in the reserves team in the lead up to it and got an assist in his first game.
Yeah, it just goes to show that they're really good quality, these Oceania and Islander players that are coming over here now. Even Michael Iafala scored again on the weekend for Northern Demons. So he's still kicking along as well. And obviously Brian Kautak has gone to pastures new in the A-League now. But yeah, it's good to see another one. And Adelaide City have been waiting for a visa spot and they've finally taken the option to use it. So hopefully we'll see this guy turn the changes for Adelaide City.
Absolutely. Looks like a really good signing for him. So I look forward to seeing him in action and see exactly what he's going to be like in the NPL. Could be just what they need. Definitely. Well, we talk about what they need. Let's go to the results from the weekend. Well, the only game they won all season, South Adelaide, was against FK Belgrade, hoping to do the same thing, but they couldn't hold on to that 1-0 lead, and FK Belgrade came back to make it 1 apiece. Adelaide Olympic turned things around after Wednesday's game with a 2-1 win over Adelaide Croatia Raiders, a massive 3 points for them. But let's talk about that Friday night football action. Metro Stars home match, a 3-3 thriller against Campbelltown City in that rivalry match. what a great game down there. A 2-0 lead for Metro Stars ends in a 3-all draw. That just in itself just really shows how tight this game always is between these two teams.
Yeah, it just goes to show the last few weeks in the league as well. A lot of comebacks and draws and last-minute equalisers. I mean, you're just talking about that beer grade game. That was a last-minute equaliser from a free kick. And further on, we'll talk about the other leagues where there was some last-minute drama and goals to rescue points or gain 3 points. But in the game that I had on Friday night with Antonis, it was a good spectacle. The first time I've been down there at TK Shadow Reserve since they've started the upgrades as well. And the crowd was there. They had some past title-winning parties as well there in the corner under some tents. So they definitely had a lot of atmosphere there, and they started the way that they'd hoped. The home team as well, Metro Stars, 2-0 up. Nagamatsu getting a good goal, and Hamish Gow as well chipping in with a volley. So it was good to see. And then second half, Campbelltown just came out the blocks.
Well, talk about these last-minute winners though, or equalisers and just last-minute goals in general. After the 90-minute mark, I would love to go back to every single game and just go through, because I feel like there's at least one or two every single weekend across all the leagues with Red Nagamatsu scoring that last-minute equaliser, especially in the 97th minute as well.
Yeah, so many added minutes in this game as well. There was a head injury and a couple of goals, obviously, in normal time that led to it being about 10 or 11 minutes of added time in the end there. And a bit of controversy on that last goal as well, maybe foul in the build-up, don't know. But, yeah, he got through Chittadini on the left side and squared it across to Nagamatsu for probably his easiest finish he's had all season. But probably means one of the most for Metro Stars, who both those teams have been on a bit of a shaky start the last 5 games. So both of them getting their scoring boots back on form, and Josh Murray as well scoring a goal and getting an assist for Campbelltown. He's got his form back as well when they've got a massive game midweek themselves now. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what Matriciani does to his side now coming into this game, and obviously they'll have a tough game on the weekend as well.
Well, talking about that again, the third game to get a goal after the 90th minute, and that one there ends up being the drawing one as well, the equaliser again. It's 3 games with a 90-plus minute equaliser. That was LA United to round out this round 14. Bloody incredible. The 4-0 up and let go of it, and then ends up being a 4-all draw. That's just really shows how the fight from Para Hills Knights just did not give up.
Yeah, just some of those goals in that game as well. I think you could probably contest the goal of the week just for that game alone.
Yeah.
Some of the screamers in there. The keepers had no chance with a couple of them, but you could just tell it was going to happen, especially after the second goal for Para Hills Knights. They were really on their charges, getting the kickoffs done really quickly. And Adelaide United, obviously being 4-0 up, the coach made a couple of changes, brought some fresh faces on, and which he has every right to do at that point.
Yeah.
But Para Hills just had the firepower themselves.
Well, we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, how LA United, after losing the A-League players, they're going to struggle a bit. But it looks like without the A-League players, they've still got the quality to still be able to match it against some of these teams. It's only last week where they were playing against Mulberry Jets, and they managed to fight back and get a 4-all draw. This week, they've let go of that 4-0 lead against Para Hills Knights, but it really shows that these young kids can still hold their team up until those A-League players come back.
Yeah, and the game wasn't void of any chances as well. There was a couple of side goals as well for Joey Garuccio and a couple of other players for Adelaide United, so they could have really extended that lead even more. But it just happened to be that Para Hills, they had their form in the end there, and they got the point for themselves.
Don't go anywhere. It is the local game. We'll be back right after this short break. Welcome back to the local game. Well, it's time to head into the state leagues right now. On the weekend, some great results from the teams in the State League 1. Let's take a look at those results. All games on a Saturday this weekend for round 14. Sturt get a 3-1 win over Adelaide Victory, who's sitting on the bottom now. It's a little bit of a bad spot for them to be at the moment. And Bacala, who are in the top 3, losing to Salisbury United 1-0. A 0-0 draw between the top two, Playford and Adelaide Blue Eagles. Fulham United drop all the way down to 8th after Cumberland United beat them 1-0 at their home. A 1-0 draw from Vipers and Adelaide Cobras. A very tight one there with the last-minute equaliser from the Vipers. But it's the Western Strikers. Battle of the West. West Adelaide get a 2-1 win over Western Strikers up in Mount Barker. A big one down there, Alessio. You were there. It was like the warm-up match before the State League 2 fixture.
Yeah, some people say it was the curtain raiser, but yeah, the Battle of the West, and it was probably the eastmost club you can go to play it. But yeah, a couple of the fans as well of West Adelaide and Western Strikers braved the Arctic cold, they called it, in the hills there. And there was quite a few people there, to be fair, and it was actually a great game to watch. We mostly got to watch the first half, as by the time it came to the second half, we were in the change rooms prepping for our game. But seems like all the action happened in the second half. Some goals, some offside goals, and disallowed ones. Red card late into the game, and some quite good finishes as well from Peter Katsambas from West Adelaide.
Let's go into the State League 2 now, where we'll check out the results from the weekend. Friday night football, Eastern United, a 4-1 convincing win over Adelaide Hills Hawks, who are sitting very low on the ladder, right down the bottom. But the two big ones from the weekend, well, Cove FC, a 4-0 win over Modbury Vista. Big win for them.
Yeah, I think that was the surprise of the round, especially for most of us in the predictions as well. Would have had both those quite close, as Modbury Vista trying to get some of their performances up to contest with the top 3 at least now, because they'll definitely probably get top 6. But Cove FC as well, they've just had some good form in the last few weeks, scoring some goals, and then again without conceding. They won 3-0 against us last week, 4-0 this week. They can obviously find the back of the net, and their defence is keeping up as well.
Well, we talk about surprises. Adelaide University have been a surprising team this year. They had 11 straight wins in a row to open up the campaign. Then they that 11th game, though, is when Cove FC really put it at them, and they went down for the very first time all season in round 11, but they managed to get that 2-1 win in the end. The week later, first ever time not scoring in a game, a 0-0 draw, then back it up with their first ever loss last week against Noarlunga, 2-0 loss. But this week, a 3-0 lead over Mount Barker United. Thought it was going to be an easy win for them, but you guys did not give up and end up being a 3-2 win for LA University. But for you guys to come back after being 3-0 down, especially in the opening 27 minutes, and those 3 goals came in 12 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, I struggle to think of another time we've come back from 3-0 down to put such a fight up. So it goes to show that this squad's really pushing on at the moment. And we talked about some of the staff players in State League 2, like Jeremiah Kashindi, who's one of the top scorers. Hugo Remington as well, absolutely on fire in the first half. A hat-trick for him. So he was unstoppable that game. But I think they just got a bit sloppy near the end of the half. And to start the second half, where we got our goals with the president's son, Jack Miller, getting his first goal of the season, as well as Daniel Searle, who was our top scorer last year. So we came back into the game with about 20 minutes to go, only 1 goal behind. And that's where we made some subs and tried to get the equaliser, but it just didn't happen at the moment. And I think, but it goes to show that we can still contend with the top few, and that's one of our goals this season, is to beat a team higher in the league, besides just the teams that are around us.
Well, and Jack Miller as well is the player that you replaced in the 78th minute. So when you came on, there was no goal scored. So maybe you're that impact player.
Yeah, well, I wasn't a defender, but yeah, I was hoping to score the winner, but obviously not this week. And yeah, it just goes to show that our squad's so strong as well. We had quite a few outs this week as well, suspensions after last week, injuries as well, and obviously we've had a few long-term injuries this season as well. But the squad's strong, and competing against a team like that who's been in fine form, all their players.
That could be the first year that you guys don't even fall in the bottom 2.
Yeah, that's one of the goals as well, to get out of that bottom 2 and obviously beat the points tally from the previous year. But I think a big goal would be to beat a team that's in the upper echelons of the league.
Well, we'll see how that goes. It's always an exciting league to keep an eye on in the State League 2. Well, let's quickly check out the results from this WSL from the weekend as well. Well, round 10 saw Campbelltown City get a 2-1 win over the Jaguars. Elizabeth Grove, a 5-0 win over Cove FC. South Adelaide lose at home to Western Strikers 5-1. Modbury Vista, a 9-0 win over Fulham United, who were a strong team only a few years ago and now struggling in the WSL. And Croydon, a 13-0 loss to Modbury Jets. That rounds out the WSL and all the state leagues for the weekend. Well, talking about football, more football, the Australia Cup. Wednesday night action. The Australia Cup. Mulberry Jets are on their way, the first team to the Federation Cup final, and we finally have the team that will be facing as I caught up with one of the winners. Let's take a look at that interview and also the highlights from Wednesday night's final qualifier of the Australia Cup.
Michael Lombardo scored one, Guido scored one, Welsh scored one, and Lucas Economopoulos also got one in a comprehensive 4-0 win for Comets.
Alex Mullen with the ball over the top. Marino! Gets the first one for Campbelltown in this game.
Here's the free kick for Campbelltown anyway.
Going short, Marino!
Oh, Marino magic!
That's a well-worked set piece from Campbelltown.
The game been sent off. Yeah. Oh, Garrido with a wee half chance there from a Ryan Yates free kick. And that was the last chance of the game.
Campbelltown City have again qualified for the Australia Cup round of 32.
I'm down here with Alex Mullen after their 2-0 win over the Adelaide Comets. You're back into the Federation Cup final 2 years in a row now. How excited are you to play against Mulberry Jets in a couple of weeks?
Yeah, really excited. Mulberry Jets are a really good side, and so are we. But look, we're not thinking about that right now. We're thinking about what we've just achieved, another huge achievement for the club. A lot of people, not just the players and the coaches and staff, but a lot of supporters that will be very happy tonight. So very happy and proud. And
not only are you playing Jets, you're playing your brother, Matt Mullen versus Alex Mullen. How is that going to feel for you to play in that final big occasion for both clubs, but especially for you as a brother?
Yeah, both clubs will be very excited. And you look, me and my brother have played many games and battles in the backyard. So I'm sure it'll be nothing less than what we usually do in the backyard. So looking forward to it. I love playing against my brother, love playing with him, and just looking forward to it.
And what about another Australia Cup appearance? How excited are you to be back on the national stage? Last year was cut short a little bit, but you're hoping to go one step further this year?
Absolutely, we want to go as far as we possibly can. We've got a great side, and when we are on song, we are almost unstoppable, and we back ourselves against any team. We belong there. We're Campbelltown, and I'm tremendously proud of this club. I'm tremendously proud of everyone involved in the club, and we're going to give it a real shake.
Brilliant. Congratulations. Well, Australia Cup action is always a lot of fun. We can't wait for the Federation Cup final, and we can't wait for those two teams to be representing South Australia once again on the round of 32. Plus, with LA United, 3 teams to support. Love more football on the national stage. Don't go anywhere. More football to come on the local game. Welcome back to the local game as we're getting close to the end of the show, but there's still more football to talk about. The WNPL as we talk about the results from the weekend. Round 10, they're making their way into the second half of the season and some good results for some of the teams there. Let's take a look at those results from the weekend. 3 Friday night games on the weekend. West Adelaide, a 5-0 convincing win over Flinders United. Saturday action as well. 2 big fixtures. Metro United, a 6-1 win over West Torrens Bacala. It is the game Adelaide City, which was in that double header for Adelaide City home game this weekend. A 5-2 win over Adelaide University. A big win for them, especially Uni coming off that 1-0 win over Adelaide Comets last week. But this game here had some cracker goals as well. A big win for them. Those 2 goals came from Jenna McCormick for Uni. But that equaliser from Adelaide City from Valeria Gorgiado in the 10th minute. Great goal there to score the equaliser.
Yeah, I mean, there's some great goals all over the WNPL this week, 5s and 6s. So the goal scorers are really on form at the moment. Some of those defences need to keep up. But otherwise, yeah, It's going to be interesting to see who's going to get the top score after all those goals.
Yeah, absolutely. And goal of the week, I wouldn't be envying that person who has to choose that because Brooke Gilchrist had another great one as well, just on the edge of the area. But it just really shows there's some great quality in the WNPL at times. That was definitely one of the games that had some great finishes.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the biggest starting blocks as well for the W League players to come from. So it's going to be good to see what opportunities these good form from these players in the WNPL now are going to do in the W League.
Yeah, well, we see Chelsea Dorber as well scoring that 5th goal in that 90-plus minute goal. There's 90-plus minute goals everywhere. So I'm loving it. It's great to see. But the one question that puts out there as well is I spoke to a lot of people when I was down there in Adelaide City. As the fans for Adelaide Comets were coming in to watch the men play, they were saying it would have been awesome to have their women's team playing beforehand against Adelaide City, make it a real double header between Adelaide City, Adelaide Comets, and they all would have come down earlier, 2 hours earlier to support their women, which is great to see from those fans having this conversation now that they're willing to support both of their teams, and they would have come down. So it'd be good to see more of that happening.
Yeah, I mean, you've got Service FM, the state centre now as well. It could be possible, especially with some teams having that as their home ground, some different. So if you have the men playing a team that has used that as their home ground, and you might have the women playing another team use that as their home ground, so you could have double the fans as well.
Well, let's have a look this weekend at the fixtures for the Go Sunny Solar WNPL. LA Uni will be playing West Orange Berkella, a game that I'll be covering on Friday night. Sturt Lions taking on Adelaide City. It's going to be a tough one for the Sturt Lions this weekend as they are sitting at the bottom of the ladder. So it's going to be an interesting one. It could be a lot of big goals there on the weekend. And I could be calling some big crackers maybe because it's going to be hard for Sturt Lions. They haven't had a good season and they're looking to be the one to be relegated this year. So that's going to be an interesting game.
Yeah, it's going to be a fantastic game. I mean, Adelaide City have been one of the powerhouses of the last few years, and Sturt Lions upcoming team. So they've got a lot of youngsters and a couple of Japanese imports that might turn the tide. But it'll be interesting to see what that game provides.
Well, let's turn our attention to the men's league, the RAA NPL SA, as we see the fixtures for this weekend. Round 15, we're almost there. 7 rounds to go after this. Modbury Jets, Metro Stars, Friday night football down there at Smith Partners Stadium. That's going to be an interesting game to watch. But what is your biggest game for the weekend?
Yeah, well, I've got the Friday night fixture between Metro and Modbury Jets at Modbury Jets, and we all know what happened there last year. So I'm hoping for more of the same, and I'm hoping for maybe some more comebacks. If both of those teams were the ones that were involved in them in the previous week, then maybe they both can give me some more drama to call. Yeah,
well, I'll be on the B grade game, so I'm looking forward to that one. B grade Adelaide City. I did that last year with Lockie Bar, so looking forward to that. That was the Anzac Day clash last year, and that was an exciting game. But we'll see how this one goes. Well, we all love a lot of football action, but without referees, we won't be able to have a game of football. And it's a great initiative from Football SA with the orange armband that has been introduced to our referees under 18. Well, we spoke about it last week, but this week I caught up with Michelle Smith, the General Manager of Referees in South Australia, at the hard launch at Service FM Stadium on the weekend. Let's take a look at that interview when I caught up with her over the weekend. It's a big long weekend here. We've got a big tournament, but it's also big for the referees because it's the launch of something very special, the orange armband. It's been spoken about a little bit in Clubland, and also Football South Australia have been promoting it a lot this week. Tell me a little bit about it and the launch of the armband.
So we've introduced a bright orange armband that's our underage, so under 18-year-old referees are going to be wearing to identify that they're actually a minor. And just as it's a real respect campaign, it's about identifying that you're talking to a minor. We shouldn't need to have that, but it's there as a physical reminder that they're minors and you need to be thinking about the way you're speaking to them.
It's good that you've got this initiative. I've spoken to a few people ahead of this interview, and they've just didn't realise what this armband was for. But to identify this, it just really shows the significance of the actual what's happening to referees at the moment. What's led to this, like with the amount of abuse that's happening at a higher level?
Yeah, look, we've already had this season alone 163 reported amounts of referee abuse. So they're the reported ones. So you can imagine how many go unreported. So we need to fix the problem, all right? We want a zero tolerance. So my thought was, let's start here at the junior level. This is an amazing opportunity, this tournament here, to launch it. Let's stamp it out at the beginning. at our junior level, and let's let these people come through with an acceptance of zero tolerance.
How is something like just an armband going to really make a difference? Because if you look at it, it's just an armband, but how do you, that you're the creator of it with the idea of it, how do you see that's going to make a bigger impact?
Yeah. First of all, it's about identifying, and it's a physical reminder for people to see that. We've got an education process that's going along with it as well. Okay? We're getting some information out to clubs, and thank you to the clubs who already got on board. It's been fantastic. It's about educating everybody, and I think if you've got a physical thing there on your arm, you can see that, and you can read that. It's very clear and simple to read, and if you're then choosing to abuse a referee, then maybe the clubs need to be thinking about whether they're the right people to have at their clubs.
And just because you got it on the underage, under 18s that are going to be wearing the armband, it doesn't mean that we give you an excuse to abuse older referees, does it?
Not at all, not at all. No, we would like to see a zero tolerance everywhere. Now, I'd like to say that there's a difference between abuse and passion, right? 100%. People are passionate, and football is a passionate sport, and I'm a passionate person as well. And no problem with people being passionate about their sport, but let's keep it, let's say, above the line, and let's keep it so it's not a personal attack on the referees. They're going out there just to do a job, to facilitate a game. Believe me, there's no referees out there who don't want to just go out and facilitate an entertaining game, and that's what they want to do. So sometimes things don't go the right way, but we need to, and that's okay. I get the frustration. I experience it as well. But let's not have a personal attack on the referees. So let's try and change the culture. Let's start here, change the culture, a culture of respect for the whole game. It's not just about referees. It's about the other participants as well. It's about everybody, about the whole game.
And what's the response been like, not just from South Australia, but overall in regards to you implementing this?
Look, it's been overwhelmingly positive, which is really exciting. I've already said, thank you to the clubs who've already taken it on board. That's brilliant. Lots of really positive feedback from everybody, and obviously our referees are really excited about it as well.
And has there been a bit more of a calmness to some of these young referees going out onto the pitch now, knowing they've got this as a little bit of a support base?
I would certainly hope so, with today being the hard launch. In fact, we've got 36 brand new referees out here this weekend. It's the first time they've been refereeing. So we wanted to use this tournament as a safe space and promoting it this weekend so that they can feel comfortable.
That's brilliant. Well, it's fantastic to see you making a change. Just lastly as well, with doing this initiative that you've come up with, what led you to this, and what made you be able to take the step and try and make a change for the future?
We need to start somewhere. Everyone knows that. Everyone knows that the hardest part is not actually getting match officials, it's keeping match officials. Okay, it's the retention. There's no problem with recruitment. We've put so many people through referee courses, but it's retention that's keeping them. So how can we retain them? Because we do have a shortage, and we need to keep them. So if we can create a nice, a fair, a safe and respectful environment for them, well then we're going to be able to retain a whole lot more match officials.
Well, brilliant. Hopefully this is just the start of many good things for referees in South Australia, and hopefully it will help with the numbers coming through in the future, and we can have a lot more referees in our game.
Fantastic. Sounds like a great plan, doesn't it?
It does. Well, enjoy the rest of the weekend, and thank you once again, and look forward to seeing what other great ideas you come up with in the future.
Thank you heaps.
Well, great chat with Michelle as always. Time to head to Press for Time with Antonis Pagonis.
Johnny, less than a year after Cumberland forward Zakaria Abdullahi won the South Australian African Nations Cup with Somalia, he's debuted now for the national team, which is fantastic news. Also, on another note, we know you like kicking a local, but we also know you like eating a local, and how great is it to see Croydon returning with their pierogies on Friday night. Make sure you go and check it out.
Antonis Pagonis, a great segment once again, always filling in the gaps in our show. Well, it is a pleasure having you as always. You like coming in when you have a win. Didn't get the win, but you're still in great mood after getting those 2 late goals against Adelaide Uni. Hopefully next time you got a win.
Yeah, I mean, we've got a big game this week coming up against Noarlunga away. I mean, it's a team that hopefully we can get something against, and it's going to be a very interesting grass pitch to play on, that's for sure.
Yep. Well, you're going to try and head out to as many games this weekend as you can?
Yeah, I mean, I got my call on Friday night, my game on Saturday, and I don't think there's any Sunday games, at least in the men's league. So I might be out watching some on replay.
Yeah, just that one WSL game on the Sunday. But, well, we can't wait for more football action. Thank you for joining me for episode 17. We'll see you all for our 18th birthday next week, episode 18. Have a great weekend. We'll see you all next week.